The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello?
What?
Hello?
What? Hello?
Hey, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesus.
What, man? I'm right here.
I was calling to see if you were coming down for the show, today, man.
What show, man?
The show, man, the Wake and Bake show with Stoner Jesus on Campus Radio or whatever.
Oh.
This is supposed to be today.
That's today?
Yeah.
Man, I don't feel like doing that, dude. I'm gonna stay up here. I don't feel
Oh,
like...
come on, man. You gotta come down and do the show, man.
Yeah, man.
What are you doing?
Well, I sent it up to, heaven or whatever, and I'm hanging out with my pops this weekend, man. I don't feel like doing some stupid damn show or whatever.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
you gotta,
You know what?
You gotta, resurrect yourself or whatever and get your ass down here and do this show or whatnot.
No, I don't even do that, man. No.
I mean,
No.
Bad things can happen, man. You know what I'm saying? You're
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying at all, man. I don't know what you're talking about. What?
You're contractually obligated, Jesus.
What?
So you gotta do the show.
Man, I didn't sign any contracts. I remember signing shit.
Well, I may or may not have, forged your signature on some documents.
What?
I was pretty drunk, so I really don't know.
Man, I don't care. I'm not doing it. Fuck that shit.
Well, you gotta come down here, Jesus. Like some bad stuff could happen if you don't.
Like what? Like frogs and locusts, or nailing me to a cross or some shit? I mean, what could possibly fucking happen?
Well, maybe small claims court or whatever.
What?
Like mediation or arbitration or one of those words.
Dude.
I don't know, man. It's stuff. Just fucking come down here and do the show, man.
I'm tired, dude.
You don't know why you're going to be such a whiny bitch about this.
I'm not going to do...
You just come down, you do one fucking show a week. It's not that big of a fucking deal. You just get your lazy, fat fucking ass
fuck you,
down
dude.
here and do the goddamn show. Hello? Jesus? You son of a bitch. Motherfucker hung up on me. What a fucking dick.
CannabisRadio.com presents The Stoner Jesus Show.
I've created very few things outright in my life. That's one of them. That's my shit. I'm not going to have it run into the ground by a bunch of whiny fucking dickweeds.
Holy shit. It's early. Whose fucking idea was this? God damn. Hey everybody, you're waking and baking with me, Stoner Jesus. Oops, this microphone's about to fall off here. I hope not, that would suck. You're waking and baking with me, Stoner Jesus, live on CannabisRadio.com. September 9th, 2016, as promised. I'm here live. It's the fucking morning. I'm rethinking this whole thing. I was in here like 7:30 in the morning. It seems excessive and unnecessary. And yet here we are. Big show today. Doing 2 hours on Fridays now, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific on CannabisRadio.com. Of course, the Cannabis Radio account on Spreaker, Cannabis Radio on Air on Spreaker. Ton of shit going on. Like I said, we'll get to all of that. Joe Destruction up early in the chat room. A lot of other people listening from around the world. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. If I say that enough, people will think it's a big deal. We'll find out a lot this morning. We'll find out how quick I am in the morning, how all my brain functions. And so far, so good. It's well lubricated. Got a lot of lube in there. That's right. We got 2 hours. A lot of shit. We should be hearing from St. Paul after the first commercial break. First commercial break. Also got weed news. If things are timed right at about the beginning of hour number 2, I will attempt to do Ask Stoner Jesus simultaneously, live on this show, live on Periscope, and live on Facebook Live, all at the same time. Can the Wi-Fi take it? I don't know. Can your mom take it? This is Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. I hope you are waking and baking with me. That's the point. We'll gather here every Friday. You know, be homies. Wake and bake homies. Chill. And enjoy 2 hours together to get the weekend started. The best thing about this is, when it's noon, I'm fucking done, man. I'm pretty much free the rest of the weekend. I got to post the podcast. You know, maybe start cutting some segments out for posting on their own. Probably on Spreaker, my Spreaker account. But, you know, other than that, I'm free and clear. Done this bullshit. Also, besides Ask Stoner Jesus, St. Peter is trying to get back on the show. He's provided, or he's going to provide, because I don't see it here anywhere. He's going to provide a list, best things about doing the show in the morning. So that list, I'm assuming, since it's in the second hour and we've just started the live show, that it will be here forthwith and post-haste and whatnot. We'll see. I'm on Twitter as StonerJesus420. You know that. You know what happens if you tweet me a link to the show. Whenever, however, wherever you're listening, you will get a retweet. That's how shit goes down. You can email the show, StonerJesus420 at gmail.com. If you're on Facebook, search Disciples of Stoner Jesus on Facebook. Join our group for the show. That's where all the hardcore fans of the show hang out. We discuss show news, funny shit, whatever. Disciples of Stoner Jesus on Facebook. And, of course, do not forget the TokerSupply.com giveaway. That's right, that's still going on. And there's a lot of hoopla about Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus and Friday mornings on CannabisRadio.com and all of that. But TokerSupply.com, they're awesome. In exactly 3 weeks, live on this show, we will pick 2 winners for the Stoner Jesus Show, TokerSupply.com giveaway. There's a page for that on StonerJesus.net with what you can win. Amazing prizes, how you can win. You can become a patron of the show on Patreon to qualify for a chance of first prize. Second prize, you don't even got to go that far. You just become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and bam, you are entered to win second prize. I'm thinking it's going to be September 30th when we do this show, the giveaway show, live, you know, right here with Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. It's 3 weeks from now, September 30th. I'm thinking maybe doing an extended show that day. I don't know. We'll see. I guess a lot depends on how well the contest goes between now and then. The reaction so far has been, I mean, I don't think enough people know about it. But we're going to work on that. Spread the word, whatever. Get people into it. This is the debut, technically, of Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. It's not really a different show. I'm not talented enough to create a whole a separate show from what I've always done. That is a lot of work. But what I am doing is adding some things. We've changed the format a little bit, changed the timing of the show a little bit, and more than anything, we've moved to the morning, which, as I've said before, a lot of things factor into that. But my ultimate plan is this. Besides the fact I'm getting fucking old and doing shows at night, it was just not my thing anymore. Very tired, cranky. I just want to go sleepy by, and I have to deal with this shit. The plan is this. We do the Friday shows. Figure out the format, get the format down, the timing down, get the regular rotating segments going, the news segments, everything, interviews, everything meshing together. Once we have that built and solid, we can take that and add days. Like if I want to add a Thursday, do Thursdays and Fridays, I just do it on Thursday, and switch things out and put things in depending on what's going on in the world, what kind of stupid ideas I've had, what kind of stupid ideas St. Peter has had, what kind of stupid ideas other people have had and sent to me, and say, hey, here's my stupid idea to go with your stupid ideas. Throw them all on the show and see what happens. That's basically what we'll do. But the format itself can be duplicated each day. So if one day we want to do 5 days a week, we can do that. And it's all a very well-structured machine. That's why I can get away with doing stupid shit. You got to have structure. You got to have a structure for your shit. A shit structure. So that's what I'm building here, is a shit structure. Long story short. So go tell your friends about that. So welcome to everybody Waking and Baking. As I said, if timing goes right, at the beginning of the second hour, I'm going to attempt Ask Stoner Jesus on the show, on Facebook, and on Periscope. Of course, we're on Periscope at Stoner Jesus 420. We're on Facebook at Stoner Jesus 420. It's facebook.com/Stoner Jesus 420. You know how Facebook works. All the other stuff I said is going on as well. Right now, St. Peter is on the property. He is in the basement. He is barred from the studio. As I said before, he's supposed to send a list. It is the list of the best things about being on in the morning. He's supposed to send that up here. I'm going to read it. If it's good, maybe he gets closer to being on the show. We'll see. But there's a lot going on, with we got St. Paul coming up, and also, I hope you didn't forget, because I didn't forget, Sex Toys and Stories from the Road with VDJ Sexy Hippie. She just came in the chat room on Spreaker. That'll be in the second hour. Again, the timing of all this, we're feeling this out. The goal, besides having a great show, is to be up and out of here at high noon Eastern time. That's right, high noon. I just came up with that. You fucking believe that? I'm going to try to hit that shit hard. Just like I did your mom last night. Bam! Come on. So that'll be later as well. But St. Peter's trying to earn his way back on to the show. We'll see. We'll see how things go. What the fuck is that? I heard something in my ear. That was weird. Sounded like a fucking ghost. There's a ghost in my headphones. Maybe it was Biggie. Started rapping to me. Rapping at me. Whatever. So, what else we got? I got a lot of shit here. Next week, I know longtime fans of the show know the name. Probably the most legendary guest on Stoner Jesus show history, Lady Bella Cush. She will be back on the show next week. It will be awesome. Live on the air. Now, before I go to a break and we get into the shit, I do want to say something a little political about what's been going on in the world. Many of you know the so-called Aleppo gaffe of Gary Johnson yesterday. It went everywhere. And I tweeted some shit about it. Whatever. Here's my thing about it. Hillary Clinton, not only is when she speaks, she sounds like she's dying. Like, there's no way she's going to make it through 4 years as president. Besides that, the numerous amount of crimes she's committed, her mishandling of classified information on dozens upon dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times, destruction of the phones and the email servers, and just the whole fucking 9 yards. The bitch doesn't know that C means classified on one of her fucking emails. She was Secretary of fucking State. So we got that. On the other hand, we got Donald Trump, who just does not know what's going on. If you go to the forum, that town hall, or whatever the fuck they did the other night, they asked him about ISIS. Go listen to his answer. It's completely incoherent. But Gary Johnson gets fucking caught off guard early in the morning about Aleppo. He says, what are we going to do about Aleppo? What? He could have said, the fucking dude could have said, what about the refugee crisis in Syria? What about ISIS? Any of that. He says, no. What would you, as president, do about Aleppo? Now, I happen to know what Aleppo is. At least I know that it's a city in Syria because I'm a geography and a history nerd. Most people don't know what the fuck that means. And he said he had a brain fart, he's human, whatever. My point is, fucking Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump get a pass for the dumbest shit imaginable. In some cases, the most criminal shit imaginable. They get a total fucking pass for what they do. Now, yes, should Gary Johnson be held to a higher standard than most people? Sure, he's running for president. But he shouldn't be held to a higher standard than Trump and Clinton. It's ridiculous. So that's my 2 cents on that. I probably will not return to that topic the rest of the day. But I had to get that out there because it pisses me off. They're fucking scared of a third party breaking the two-party system, so they wig out. The upshot is more people were searching Gary Johnson in Aleppo yesterday than ever before. Millions of people who had no idea who Gary Johnson was went and searched his platform on Google yesterday to see what he stands for and what he's talking about. And I think the fact that he comes out and he says, look, I'm human, I fucked up. Here's what I think about it, what's going on in Syria and with ISIS and what I've been talking about for weeks now about Syria and ISIS. And, he was honest. Hillary and Trump would have deflected that shit, and their spin masters would have been out saying, Hillary had a stroke, but it was only one of those temporary strokes that wouldn't affect her ability to become president, but it did affect her ability to know what the fuck Aleppo was. Or, Donald Trump would have some kind of fucking smoke screen and start talking about, just the most incoherent bullshit you can imagine. But Gary Johnson just says, hey, man, I fucked up, and that's sometimes what happens. Because he's a fucking human being. I got some problems with Gary Johnson about some of the things he says and some of the things he does, but he's who I'm voting for. I voted for him in 2012, and there's no way in hell I could ever go into a ballot box, a voting booth, whatever they have nowadays. I think we're back to fucking pieces of paper and like number 2 pencils and filling in little circles. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I cannot fill in a little circle for Trump or Clinton. I just can't do that. Will my candidate lose? Sure. What the fuck am I going to do? I don't control that shit. I wasn't put in charge of that shit. I have other duties in stoner heaven. Maybe not as important, but maybe they are. Maybe I think they're as important. Maybe I think what I do is worthwhile. God damn it. It's Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. We're live on CannabisRadio.com. September 9th, 2016. We should hear from St. Paul after the break. Hopefully that audio works well. I don't know why I'm so I don't know. Everything's exactly the fucking same. When I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this stuff, it's all exactly the same. It's just a different time of day. But the pacing will be key. Will it be good? Will I hit that high noon? Will I run out of shit by 11:40? Will I still be talking at 12:30? I don't know. We'll see. Phone lines are open, by the way. 1-347-414-WEED at Stoner Jesus 1 on Skype. This is awesome. This is awesome. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. I've noticed so far that my voice cracks more in the morning. It'll be a new quirk to the show. Stoner Jesus' balls recede into his body. It's awesome. Stoner Jesus Show. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, September 9th, 2016. St. Paul coming up. That'll be followed by Weed News, Ask Stoner Jesus, St. Peter's List, Sex Toys and Stories from the Road with VDJ Sexy Hippie. It's a jam-packed 2 fucking hours. Stay tuned, Dick Nuggets.
The Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
The Stoner Jesus Show is brought to you in part by Hemptations.com and PlanetEverywhere.com. They got a lot of awesome stuff for you to check out. But don't just take my word for it. Let Beach, the owner of Hemptations, tell you all about it.
It's a very large selection of hemp goods, everything from reusable coffee filters to frisbees, bandanas, everything Planet Everywhere on the site is made in Cincinnati, Ohio, made locally. We also have other retail products from our cosmetics, Earthly Body product, bags on the retail site. Again, anybody local in Cincinnati can go to Hemptations.com and get the info on the stores. Planet Everywhere is our .com is our retail site. You can hit me up on Hemptation Beach or like my Facebook page, Hemptations or Hemptations 2. I'm on Twitter, Google, I'm on the internet everywhere, just like everyone. We love to hear from people all over the world, positive things about industrial hemp. That's what I do. That's what we do. Largest selection of industrial hemp on the planet in the stores. And I'd like to grow that inventory to be able to say that I haven't actually checked out all the other hemp retail spots to see if we have the largest amount on our Planet Everywhere, but it's a fair selection.
And as Beach always says,
having temptations.
The Stoner Jesus Show is brought to you by Celebrity Dildo. Make sure you check out that Celebrity Dildo banner on stonerjesus.net or just go to celebritydildo.com. Celebrity Dildo has released a new and exciting range of premium silicone dildos that have finally combined the two worlds of novelty and function. Celebrity Dildos are made of premium medical-grade silicone. They're firm yet flexible and velvet to the touch, durable, non-porous, odorless, hypoallergenic, and let's face it, they are just a great conversation piece. You want to check out Celebrity Dildo, go check out their banner on stonerjesus.net and follow them on all their social media networks. Celebrity Dildo, awesome sponsor of the Stoner Jesus Show. Make sure you check them out on stonerjesus.net.
Dr. Dabber, hurry! Its temperature is shooting past 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's burning up.
I'm afraid for this little guy, it's just too late.
What caused the problem?
Only Dr. Dabber can maintain the perfect temperature for a smooth-tasting, slower burn. This standard vaporizer lost all of its health benefits, sending it up in smoke.
So you're telling me that most vapor pens burn so hot they produce smoke, not vapor?
Correct. Keep away from those standard vaporizer pens and turn to Dr. Dabber. Doctor's orders.
Less heat, more flavor.
We don't limit how much you smoke, and we don't limit where you listen. Cannabis Radio is now on iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio.
Cash?
Sorry.
I don't carry around cash, and I don't want to use the ATM and pay surcharges.
You don't need to carry cash. Haven't you heard about PayQuick?
Okay, tell me about PayQuick.
It's the safe and easy way to pay. It works just like your debit card to securely pay for your purchase, and it gives you rewards points every time you use it.
Nice.
PayQuick, the safe and easy way to pay. PayQwick.com.
Play as Ted Growing, expelled botany sophomore and the biggest grower in town, only on Weed Firm Replanted. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
It's a lot of work being the biggest grower in town. Maintaining a room full of plants while dealing with a slew of eccentric customers, from a hardcore partier to the curious neighbor next door.
Is anybody home?
Help me expand my bud business by unlocking new strains, customizing my grow room, and completing challenges that you can't get enough of. Grow your empire so big you can see it from space. Low on funds? Don't worry. Weed Firm Replanted is free to download.
Download Weed Firm Replanted for free on the App Store and Google Play today. Get growing, Mr. Growing.
The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, the podcast. We're doing it live on CannabisRadio.com every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Of course, podcasts on all those great platforms you're all used to. StonerJesus.net, CannabisRadio.com, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker. Of course, 4 episodes now on YouTube. Nora has joined us in the chat room. Welcome to the Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus program. It is September 9th, 2016. Should be hearing from St. Paul coming up. Also, weed news coming up. We're going to attempt to Ask Stoner Jesus at the top of the second hour. Live on this show, live on Periscope, and live on Facebook as well. Also have a St. Peter list. And Sex Toys and Stories from the Road with VDJ Sexy Hippie coming up in the second hour. As well. By the way, as I said, the Ask Stoner Jesus thing, I don't know if the Wi-Fi can take it. We'll see. It's a lot. I got to run 2 phones, one for Facebook, which kind of sucks. Facebook Live kind of sucks. Periscope, we do awesome. People love us on Periscope. So that'll be probably the main avenue for the interaction of Ask Stoner Jesus. That, and of course, the chat room on Spreaker as well. Periscope's hard, though. They take the fucking comments off of there quickly, and I didn't catch it. Like I said, for Facebook, nobody shows up. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. Also, St. Peter's List. I still don't have St. Peter's List. I mean, his segment is like less than an hour away, and he's trying to get back on the show. After his exile, we've laid him back in the basement. He's not allowed in the studio. He's supposed to send this list of best things about being on the morning, and I have no list. St. Paul calls in, like he's supposed to. Maybe he'll have St. Peter's job. I don't know. Maybe he can make up some list. Just string some together a random fucking amount of goofy stuff into a list form, and bam, we got something going. I don't know, man. But the interns tell me that he's just, I guess he's thankful to be in the basement, so he's down there chilling. Chilling like a villain. Did I say that? Man, it's fucking early, dude. Here we go. Why don't I hear anything? See, that's already a bad sign. But I don't hear anything. I see the thing popped up here, and I hear nothing. Oh. There it is. That was my bad. Yo, Stoner Jesus Show. What's up?
Oh, hey, what's up? Stoner Moses, is that you?
It is me. Is this St. Paul?
Oh, hey.
This is the Stoner Moses Show.
Wi-Fi. It's a little funky out here in the barn. So now that you're doing afternoons, you can sleep in, right? What time is it?
Sure, we'll go with that.
All right.
Stoned in the afternoons with Stoner Moses.
Yeah, I love it. So, I was thinking, what's going on in Georgia? Because, hold on a second.
It's awful early to be in the barn, isn't it, St. Paul? Oh, that's a nasty cough.
Oh, sorry, yeah. You mix a little weed with some hay, some shit-soaked hay. It really gives you this extra kick. Apparently there was a farmer in Georgia who got caught fucking goats. I don't see what the problem is. What's the problem? They like it.
Do they? How do you come by this information, St. Paul, that goats like to be...
According to the National Enquirer, the source of all truth in the universe, neighbors of Georgia's Freddie Wadsworth spotted the 65-year-old animal lover getting it on with a white female goat. See, it was even a girl, so they can't say he's gay, because I know they don't like gay people down there. So it was gay. She
was white, though. Why she got to be white?
And she was white, and he was white, so no
interracial bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So fuck you, Georgia. God damn it. And fuck you, St. Peter, you piece of shit.
As far as like the list of like farm animals and shit, like how is where do goats rank?
They're right up there. I would say sheep is your best fuck.
Okay.
One that feels most like a girl to me.
Is that important?
Yes, very important. And what's the deal with bestiality in Canada, too? I know you got some Canadian listeners, but did you hear about the guy from Degrassi High or whatever got busted with bestiality shit?
No, what was he fucking?
Well, unfortunately, there was some child abuse in there, too, and we don't advocate that. The only kids we want to fuck are goats.
I wouldn't say we, but you.
Speaking for the Farm Coalition, that stands for, what does it stand for? Farm Animal Rapist Mission.
Is that a large group?
Yes, we have members in all countries.
I bet you do.
All countries,
members
absolutely.
in all animals.
Yes. Yeah, pun intended. Former actor on the teen high school series Degrassi High has been charged with allegedly making and distributing child abuse imagery in Canada. But wait, it gets better. Images of child and bestiality. So what the fuck are they teaching kids at this Degrassi High, wherever that is?
Sounds like they're mixing like something wholesome like bestiality with something evil like child pornography.
I know. What the fuck? You don't bring children into something beautiful like animal sex.
Fucking Canadians.
Sick assholes. Fucking go back to Canada. Well, in Canada, in a ruling, it basically said some of it's okay. Let's see here. Trying to pull this up on the Commodore 64. Canada's bestiality law only bans sexual acts that involve penetration, the country's Supreme Court ruled. So
you can like jerk off an animal and it's cool.
I'm almost ready to move to Canada if they just get past this penetration thing. God damn it. So close. But, yeah, Degrassi High guy. I don't get what that's all. And, of course, I'll say allegedly because he was due to appear in court on September 1st, and I don't know what happened. Sorry I had to get a hold of you, Stoner Jesus. I was going to try and audition for what's-his-name's job, and I tried smoking one of those weed-soaked tampons. You can't light those. I had, like, third-degree burns. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks.
You didn't have to get video, did you?
What?
Did you get video of that?
Oh, there's probably surveillance video somewhere. It was in an alley.
Let's see if we can get a hold of that.
I don't know, yeah. But, since we're like a mortal or whatever we are, I just started slowly healing and coming back to normal. We're kind of like zombies or something. You can cut our heads off or whatever, but...
That sounds like how it works.
I think that's how it works. It says that right in the Bible.
Absolutely. I remember that.
So yeah, Canada's apparently the animal fucking mecca of North America. So I'm thinking about moving there.
Hey. Congratulations to them.
Canada.
Way to go.
Maybe VD hippie sexy whatever her name is can do like a how to fuck animals segment or wait, I already did that, didn't I?
Yeah, I think we're going to be too animal fucking heavy for the entire show.
Right, that's right. Yeah, don't Google bestiality. I made that mistake. You don't want to see any of that. Trust me. Other bestiality news. Apparently, bestiality and prostitution are legal in Denmark.
Wow.
And not just separately, even.
So animals can make money.
So you can have animal whorehouses.
There you go.
Put a little mini skirt on that goat. Oh, sexy. Hells yeah. Now you can kind of hold on to the beard and pull from behind. Oh, sorry. I got too detailed
there. Say so.
A little too into it there. It's hard when you're out here in the barn, pun intended again.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah, I was going to try an audition, and I ended up being in the hospital, and I had a lot of burns, and you get that tampon fiber in your skin. It's like insulation or something. It just doesn't come out.
Wow, that sounds awful.
I don't know what that's about. Wait, hold on a second.
Sounds like you got quite a setup out there in the barn, St. Paul.
Oh,
fucking bong and the computer and the animals.
You got to have a bong section, a smoking section in every barn. I think it's a state law in whatever state I'm in. Where am I?
That's nice.
But yeah, I always set myself up. I got a big screen TV out here so we can watch Animal Planet all the time.
Damn.
And
St. Paul's living better than me.
Yeah, we got quad sound. Kids still do that. That's outdated, isn't it? I'm old.
Like a quadriplegic?
Quadriplegic sound.
Is this somebody in a wheelchair that screams?
Yes. Every time I come in an animal, it's like an alarm. What? What am I talking about?
Imagery is fascinating. Do you have anything else for us, St. Paul, before you kick off or do whatever you're going to do today?
Yeah, what?
It's the Stoner Moses Show.
The Stoner Moses Show every afternoon on Heroin Radio and such. What?
Close enough.
So yeah, that's our bestiality news. What were we talking about?
Bestiality news. Stoner Moses Show.
The news is I'm still fucking everybody in the bar. No, hold on a second.
Oh, there goes St. Paul. Well, that was, I guess, Bestiality News. I guess that's the name of the segment. Bestiality News with St. Paul. Wonder if we ran off poor Nora. I'm sure we did. White Mike has joined us in the chat room. So, there you go. I'm sure White Mike was glad he came in for that. So if anybody's still left listening, you know you are. You love St. Paul. We got all kinds of shit coming up. We got Weed News coming up after the break. We have Ask Stoner Jesus, hopefully around the top of the hour. I'm going to attempt that on Periscope, Facebook, and live on the show. The list from St. Peter. I hope he's down in the basement working on it. I haven't seen it. Time's running out. I kind of need it. There's a whole segment planned around it. Let's get to it. Also, sex toys and stories from the road with VDJ, Sexy Hippie, coming up as well. Nora is still there. She's hanging in. That's impressive. I'm not sure if this is your first exposure to the show, Nora, but, well, there you go. Weed News coming up. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. September 9th, 2016. We're live on CannabisRadio.com and Cannabis Radio on Spreaker. Go find the podcast and all our information on the show. StonerJesus.net. We'll be back. Dig Nuggets.
The Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
Let me welcome Nick Hexum from 311. We've never heard things like your music when it first came out. It's like to mix the reggae with the punk and all of that together was just such an unusual sound, and we loved it.
We realized we're not going to copy what's on the radio. At the time, it was all grunge that was on the radio, and I said, let's just stick to what we know and wait for a culture to come around to us. Hey, it's Nick Hexum from 311, and you're listening to Cannabis Confidential with Dr. Dina on CannabisRadio.com.
The political climate is at a fever pitch, and the fight for the social fabric of America is set for battle this November. Tuesday, November 8th, the Cannabis Liberation Movement takes a huge step forward, and Cannabis Radio is here to chronicle this legendary moment. CannabisRadio.com and the Cannabis Radio News team will feature wall-to-wall live coverage of all the coast-to-coast voting of state amendments, ballots, propositions, and initiatives that will further progress the Cannabis Crusade. Join us November 8th for Vote 2016, The Path to Cannabis Freedom, only on CannabisRadio.com.
From high atop Mount Soledad in San Diego, California, 100 feet above sea level. Good morning. It's good news with Cannabis Nurse Heather.
This plant is amazing. Positive change is happening. We did it. No matter who you are, you can make a positive impact on the world.
I would rather be illegally alive than legally dead.
And that quote helped to give you strength.
Nurse Heather is only on CannabisRadio.com.
Good morning, Cannabis Nurse Heather.
I'm Radical Russ Belville, inviting you to join me every weekday on CannabisRadio.com for the Russ Belville Show. It's the NPR of POT. We bring you the latest marijuana headlines, cannabis analysis, drug war data, activist interviews, radical rants, and your live calls. Join me every weekday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, live only on CannabisRadio.com.
The smoke is rising, and the next crop of podcasts devoted to cannabis providers and enthusiasts are ready to be harvested. Welcome to the Cannabis Radio Network, founded by respected rainmakers who have been producing award-winning podcasts for over a decade. Industry headlines, business updates, medical reports, marketing, and e-commerce education rolled up perfectly for your consumption. Let's grow together. The Cannabis Radio Network. CannabisRadio.com.
Tommy Chong is ready to cut through the smoke and change the tone of Tilk Radio.
I hope everybody's got their vape pen handy, or their pipe, or their bong, or whatever you use to do your medicine.
It's not a requirement. You don't have to be high for this show.
Yeah, you do. Okay. I don't know who you're talking to. You have to be high to do anything. At least I do. I don't know about you. In fact, I've been high so long that being straight is another high.
The Tommy Chong Podcast, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Welcome to my world.
The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised. Now, here's cannabis news coverage you can count on. From the Stoner Jesus Show's Cannabis Radio Newsroom, inside the Rectory, this is Weed News.
Oh, you're damn fucking A-right it is. Waking Bake with Stoner Jesus. 9916. We're live on CannabisRadio.com. It always keeps doing that. I guess it does in the morning. My deep announcer voice. It's time for Weed News. Here on Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. So let's talk about it, guys. We'll get our weed news. From Cannabis Tweets on Twitter, that's Cannabis Tweets with a Z. Talking about dildos in the chat room. I still have the celebrity dildos box. I want a really good giveaway idea. And usually with these things, it'll just come to me in a time of genius. But not this time. Nothing is popping into my head if we're giving away this box full of dildos. From CelebrityDildos.com, CelebrityDildo.com. Their banners on StonerJesus.net. Great sponsor of the show, longtime sponsor of the show. They are awesome, and they shipped me this big box of dildos, this big, quite heavy box of dildos. I've done a couple Periscope videos about it at StonerJesus420 on Periscope, and we got to give them away. But Nora in the chat room came up with, because it's supposed to be David Beckham, with Beck's in my box. I think that's first of all, that should be the tagline. Second of all, Celebrity Dildo should think about hiring her for the advertising department. I mean, that was just on the fly, right? Just like right then. I mean, there you go. Maybe she needs a job. Advertising guru for Celebrity Dildos. That's a nice title. I put that shit on business cards. Like, look at this. Bam! Anyway, what time is it? Weed news. None of that has anything to do with weed news at all. This first story from WashingtonPost.com. Middle-aged parents are now more likely to smoke weed than their teenage kids. That's right. 8% of 35 to 44-year-olds supposedly use marijuana regularly, meaning monthly roughly, in 2014, surpassing use among teens for the first time since at least 2002. Of course, these numbers are, they are what they are for an illegal product, and they say methodology changed for the polls or the surveys in 2002. But anyway, that number is 7.4% for Americans aged 12 to 17. And all age groups above 18 are going up. Those aged 55 to 64, their regular marijuana use jumped 455%. Old people blazing the fuck up, man. As it points out, of course, we always hear from the people who are against legalization, the anti-legalization forces, that more weed and more weed legalization It's going to lead to more access for teens. They're going to smoke more. All the other bullshit. It's just not happening. So I don't, it's just, ever since legalization started, it started actually happening in the states. Everything those against legalization have said would happen has not happened. And here we have this. What can I say? We were right. We were right. Good for us. Pat on the back. And that's why those against legalization will lose, because they're wrong. What they predict is bullshit, and it doesn't come to fruition. This story is from Billboard.com. Melissa Etheridge enters the marijuana business with her line of products called Etheridge Farms. That's actually not a bad name. But she's got... it's going to be in medical marijuana dispensaries out in California. There's going to have some smoke, edibles, oil cartridges, a balm that's for muscles and arthritis, all that stuff. A lot of celebrities getting into the marijuana game. Because let's face it, there's not a lot of big, big brand names like Clorox and Tide and shit when it comes to legal marijuana. So the celebrities have the money, they have the name recognition, they're putting their names on the line out there, their credibility, their business out there on the line, putting their names right on this shit. Good for them. Gotta have some kind of branding. Gotta have a place to start. Maybe like Melissa Etheridge. Maybe like that "Come to My Window" song. You're like, you know what? She's selling weed now. I'm smoking that shit. Come to my window, weed. This is Weed News. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. Next story. Come to my window, weed. I just came up with that on the fly. Are you fucking kidding me? It's genius. Marijuana.com is our next story. The American Legion is calling for marijuana rescheduling. The nation's largest military veterans organization is officially calling on the federal government to reschedule marijuana. The American Legion, which has more than 2 million members, passed a resolution at its annual convention last week urging Congress to, quote, amend legislation to remove marijuana from Schedule 1 and reclassify it in a category that, at minimum, will recognize cannabis as a drug with potential medical value. Which, we've talked about that again. If it moves to Schedule 2, it just puts it under the purview of the FDA, and that could be a bad road to go down. But symbolically, this is great. All these veterans are realizing, PTSD, weed's going to help with that. They're speaking up, and people listen, when veterans talk, because people who are not veterans like to pretend that they give a shit about veterans. So when veterans say something, they go, oh, yes, it's very interesting. Even though when they get home, we submit them to horrible government health care that's fucking awful and kills them, and don't let them smoke joints legally because, that might be bad for, their PTSD for a guy who saw his buddy blown to 6 fucking different pieces in Fallujah. Because him smoking a joint might be a fucking problem. Might fuck with his head a little bit. So anyway, American Legion, 2 million members. Fuck yeah. And it was kind of surprising. Apparently the woman who was Sue Sisley, Dr. Sue Sisley, who does a lot of marijuana research on PTSD, got a federal grant or whatnot. She worked on that for a long time, and that's made big news. Big news. Other stuff going on. Denver could soon allow marijuana in cafes, concert halls, and yoga studios. This fall, voters in Denver. Come on, Huffington Post. Why is so much shit coming up on my screen? What is all of this? Why do I need all of this? Damn it. Here, there's a fucking video. Just let them do it. I'm tired. I'm tired already. I want to go home. It's too early and too late simultaneously. God damn it, I want to whine about something. Anyway, here we go.
The doses are regulated, so there's no guessing games.
The Rocky Mountain High Dispensary sees groups of out-of-state tourists every day. But there's one thing they can't tell them, where they can smoke.
We tell them, we explain, the different effects, different forms of use, the laws, you can't transport it out of state.
While a few pot clubs do exist, they're in legal limbo. Hotels often ban it, and the use is only allowed on private property. But imagine if your local bars, restaurants, coffee shops, even yoga studios had designated areas for cannabis consumption. That idea is now in the hands of Denver voters. This initiative collected enough signatures to put it on the November ballot. So here are 6 things you need to know. The business would need the support of a neighborhood group who could set stipulations like certain days and times. A city permit would need to be issued. The designated area would be 21 plus, indoor or outdoor. No smoking in public view, no sidewalks, alleys, or parks, and not within 1,000 feet of anywhere children congregate. No smoking inside. The business would need to comply with the Colorado Clean Air Act, so only vaping indoors. BYOC, bring your own cannabis. The business would not be allowed to sell it. The new effort has many critics, but backers say they're not going away anytime soon.
This is something that is in the ballot initiatives in both California and Nevada. This is not Denver specific. This is not Colorado specific. As recreational cannabis picks up its steam across the country, it's going to be a conversation that comes up.
Hello?
And again, this is all up to Denver voters. If it passes come November, it would create a 4-year pilot program to test the waters. We're live in Denver. Amanda Zitzman, Fox 31.
All right, Amanda.
Wow.
Why does Donald Trump appeal to voters?
Hey, man, don't quit going to different fucking videos. I wanted that video. That was it. So many rules. Holy crap. And then this is a 4-year pilot program. Just see if it's cool. For a bar to maybe say, hey, you're allowed to smoke weed in here. I know I'm in the minority here, but I don't see the need for so many fucking rules for everything. Everything needs licenses and regulations and stipulations and restrictions. It's never ending. If weed's legal in Denver, if I'm in a fucking bar, I should be able to say, hey, man, I put a sign on the front that says people can smoke weed in here. If you don't like that, don't come in. If you do, come in and smoke some weed or sit around people who are smoking weed and chill the fuck out and have a nice day. But no, we need a 4-year pilot program, and we need to assess the ramifications of what we're talking about here. Just shut up. Just fucking do it. Now every legalization measure is 8,000 pages long. Just fucking, there's articles and different subsections. Just, it needs to be, just legal weed. Just legal weed. You know how it used to be legal? Make it legal again. That'll be legal weed. Holy shit. That's weed news. We're going to take a break. I'm going to try to set up these phones to do Ask Stoner Jesus. Man, I don't even know if I should do Facebook. It seems fucking pointless. It really does. Nobody comes to Facebook. Facebook doesn't show my live feed to anybody. You have to go to facebook.com/StonerJesus420 and turn on live notifications or whatever to even know that there is a video going on or that there's anything going on. Periscope, though, feeds right to Twitter. Everybody sees it. Everybody on Periscope that follows me, if they're on there, they see it. Why is this phone not turning on? It's fucking pissing me off. They can see it. I think let's do Periscope. We'll do Ask Stoner Jesus on Periscope. Ask Stoner Jesus 420 on Periscope. We also got a St. Pierre list coming up. I assume that he's finished with the list and he can fucking send it up here. We can get this shit on the road. Sex toys and stories with sex toys and stories from the road with VDJ Sexy Hippie also coming up in the second hour. Let me get on the Periscope here. We'll set this shit up. If you have the Periscope app, I'm at Stoner Jesus 420 on that shit, as I said. Do Ask Stoner Jesus. Yes. Hashtag Ask Stoner Jesus, because this is the shit, and it's going to be very popular, and it's going to trend worldwide. But, yes, I'm making an executive decision. Fuck Facebook. I'm not doing a Facebook Live. Nobody cares about this shit anyway. If you want to have Periscope, go get it. You can also see it on the web. You just can't comment or whatever. The link will pop up on my Twitter at StonerJesus420. If you're listening to this on podcast, just go to my Periscope at StonerJesus420. Check it out. Ask Stoner Jesus. Ask me anything. Anything. I will either have a witty, genius response, or I'll have something mediocre and stupid to say. Which will it be? I don't know. Just to fucking find out. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. Hour number 2. Coming up. All kinds of great shit. It's awesome. Every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Live on CannabisRadio.com. Podcast on StonerJesus.net.
The Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
Hello, my children. Stoner Jesus here again to tell you about an awesome sponsor of the show. Of course, I'm talking about Pottles. Check out the Pottles banner on StonerJesus.net. They have all kinds of products. Pinner tubes, blunt tubes. They have glass. They have odor-free stash containers in all kinds of different sizes and colors and designs. They have tablers. Just so many products. I can't fit them all into a commercial. Just go click that Pottles banner on StonerJesus.net. Make sure you use promo code StonerJesus. It's all capital letters, all one word. StonerJesus at checkout at Pottles for 20% off. Go check out all of the amazing products Pottles has to offer. Check out that Pottles banner on StonerJesus.net and make sure you use that promo code StonerJesus. Get 20% off at Pottles.
The next generation of vaporizers has arrived. Vuber vaporizers are blazing the way with unparalleled technology for oil, concentrate, or dry flower pens. Providing unsurpassed customer service and expert craftsmanship, Vuber vaporizers use cutting-edge technology, providing a power-packed, smoother vapor with a lifetime guarantee. Experience vaporizing the way it was meant to be. The Vuber way.
Next to THC and CBD, you can now add CBR to your cannabis vernacular. CBR as in CannabisRadio.com.
Oh, lady marijuana llama, tell you something now about a game for your phone, gonna make you say, wow! The game's about the game of growing cannabis for cash. Grow the seeds, sell the bud, put the savings in the stash. Little by little, your empire grows large. Put different celebrities inside your entourage. You can choose to play with Snoop or me or Cheech and Chong, Cypress Hill, Willie Nelson, Wiz Khalifa with a bong. The name of the game is Hemp Inc., that's the point. Download and play while you light yourself a joint. The business of cannabis should be no crime. Hemp Inc. is even hot-proved by the man who run High Times. Oh yeah? Get it on Android and iOS today. Marijuana llama out. Got to tend to me own crops, you know. Money don't make itself. Hemp Inc.
Great websites today need expert web design and development and need to be e-commerce ready and mobile friendly. But building a marketable and profitable website can be an uphill climb. Ready to make your new website or replace your existing website? Think Orange as the new way to get in the black. Orange Hill Development works with Fortune 500 companies and offer the same top quality development service at a fraction of what other providers charge. Brands like Absolute, Carlsberg, and Nestea trust Orange Hill Development. Find out why you should trust your website with Orange Hill. Contact Orange Hill for a consultation today at orangehilldevelopment.com.
The cannabis industry is growing. Business is booming. And as new opportunities arise in newly legalized states, each market is getting more competitive. Today, it takes more than just being a good grower. Do you have the resources to market and handle this ever-changing business landscape? Let Canna Management Corporation help you grow your canna business with our vast resources and experience to make your business a fully functional service company. Financial management, HR, sales, marketing, efficiency, and more. CMC has the experience and the expertise to improve your business and help you better meet the demands of your clients and customers. Call Canna Management Corporation and let our team get you ready to grow. 415-269-8015. That's 415-269-8015. Or visit canna-management.com. The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Stoner Jesus Show. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, September 9th, 2016. What's up, everybody? We're live on CannabisRadio.com. About to go live on Periscope. I'm trying to figure out where to put this fucking phone where I can see everything I need to see. I can do that. I can see the people in the chat room. A lot of people chilling in the chat room. Nora, Joe Destruction, White Mike, VJ Sexy Hippie hanging around as well in the chat room on Spreaker. A lively conversation. It's time now for Ask Stoner Jesus. Live on CannabisRadio.com. That'll be the title of the Periscope video. We will fire up the Periscope right now. The magic of technology. We are motherfucking live. Welcome everybody listening on CannabisRadio.com live. Welcome to everyone watching on Periscope. At Stoner Jesus 420 on Periscope. You can go check out this video later if you're listening to the podcast. As I said, we're live on CannabisRadio.com. Podcast, of course, on StonerJesus.net, CannabisRadio.com, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker, and YouTube. Given the hearts on the Periscope, they're very important. I don't know why, but they are awesome as well. The Periscope hearts. It is time for Ask Stoner Jesus. Hashtag Ask Stoner Jesus. You can ask me something in the chat room. Hopefully I'll see it. You can ask it on Periscope as well. Audio-wise, we're live on CannabisRadio.com. We got, what the fuck we got coming up? St. Peter's List. I still have not got St. Peter's List. I don't know. If someone wants to bring that to me, that'd be fucking awesome. Of you. Sex Toys and Stories from the Road with VDJ Sexy Hippie as well. So we'll see how well Ask Stoner Jesus goes. It may not go well at all. Some people just don't care. But we're live on CannabisRadio.com, as I said. The debut of Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. You are waking and baking with Stoner Jesus. Every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific time on CannabisRadio.com. Of course, podcast, as I said, on the platforms you are used to. He said, I bet that mic's not even connected. That is not true. If you go to CannabisRadio.com right now, you will hear a much clearer version of my voice through this, because we do the live audio. We also do the podcast, which is on StonerJesus.net and iHeartRadio. And it's just better. It's better sound if I do it through the microphone. But I know what you're saying, though. A lot of people just stand there with a mic and there's nothing going on. This is actually being recorded audioily. Audioily? Is that a word? I think it is. Fuck yeah. For tobacco use only, by the way. If you're one of those stoners and you're one of those fucking hippies, want to come in here talking about your weed, find another room, son. These products are clearly for tobacco use only. So anyway, ask away. If you don't want to ask anything, I'll end the segment and I'll move on. Hopefully St. Peter has his list ready. And VDJ will be coming up as well before the second hour is up. I'm going to try to get out of here. I'm going to try to time this. As I said, this is the debut of Wake and Bake. I'm going to try to time this to get out of here at high noon. High noon. Do you get it? White Mike asked me if there's a number. You can call. They won't hear it on Periscope, but it'll be on the show, 1-347-414-WEED. You can also put it in the chat room there. Ask away. Ask on the Periscope. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe too early for some people. I know it's early for me. Seems like a lot. But again, as I said, I can't do the nighttime shows anymore. It's too much. It's too much. I'm fucking old. I can't handle that shit. So hopefully we get St. Peter's List up here. Sex Toys and Stories from the Road with VDJ Sexy Hippie. Sometimes she talks about weed in that segment. Apparently, shit's going awry, going funky, or whatever, up in Canada. Samantha wants to know how old I am. You would not guess it, but I'm 36. I know I look 45. But I am 36. I feel 55. Hence the morning show. I'm gonna get in that fucking Bob Evans dinner at 4:30. Should I look 29? Thank you. I seriously doubt that. But yeah, fucking A, man. I'll take the compliment. Shit. That's why I'm on Periscope. I'm fishing for the compliments. There was a time when I said that I would never do video streaming to this, because why? I mean, you're looking at this. What the fuck, you know, there's some broad's head up here on a poster, a very old poster. It's always been in the studio. It's kind of a tradition at this point. My Pink Floyd shirt is pretty fucking cool, I must say. We're getting a phone call. You won't hear the phone call on Periscope. You have to go to cannabisradio.com. Damn, I have to fucking wrong iron. There we go. Now I can hear it. I make my fucking equipment work. Stoner Jesus Show, what'd it be?
What's up, Stoner Jesus?
Is this White Mike?
It would be. And listen, I've been having a real tough time lately, and so I wanted to... you're the only person I know that could handle it. I mean, you got to pray to the Lord sometime.
Absolutely.
You know, why doesn't anybody show any love to Nickelback? I mean, Nickelback is dope.
Why does anyone love Nickelback?
Out here hating on him. I love Nickelback, bro.
I never actually, to be honest, I never really got it. I mean, they have a lot of hit songs. I think that they.
Oh, come on! They're like the hardest core guys out there. I mean, when you think metal, you think Nickelback.
When I think Nickelback, I think Nickelback. But I think people hate them because they don't sound like an original band. They just sound like someone who's just doing what other people have done. Maybe they do it better. They make a lot of money.
Come on,
they get a lot of bitches.
They do it better, man.
The one guy was fucking Avril Lavigne. That's not bad. I mean, it's not great.
Yeah,
but it's not bad.
Right. I mean, in all honesty, yeah. I mean, can't argue with that.
They're making the fucking cash, man. Nickelback's making the cash.
Yep, they need their nickel back. Sorry, nobody else was laughing. I wanted to laugh.
I bet that's the whole reason for the call was that joke.
Yep, there you go. Elaborate, right?
It's fucking worth it, man.
Hell yeah, man. And like I said, to be honest, I mean, hey, if you're banging Avril Lavigne, then I guess I can't really hate too much.
It's better than most people are doing.
Yep. Fuck Nickelback, though.
Thanks, Mike.
Peace out, Stoner Jesus.
Word. Holy shit. Some fucking asshole bill collector spam person is calling me from Chicago. It's interrupting my Periscope. Oh, you motherfucker. If I ignore you, my Periscope better come back, motherfucker. Yeah, see, my audio went away. Somebody's fucking calling me from Chicago. I don't know you, motherfucker. If I knew you, your name would come up and not some fucking random number. I'm live in the air with this shit. I know it's not a fucking... well, first of all, the people who listen to the show don't know my number, so they wouldn't be calling me. Second of all, I get it all the time. And most of the time, it's just silence when I pick it up. It's a stalker. Do I have a stalker? A fucking stalker would be awesome. Get another phone call. If you want to hear the audio for the phone call, cannabisradio.com. Otherwise, you see me talking to myself. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, you're live in the air. Who this be?
Yeah, this is Chad from Nickelback. I'm the lead singer. I appreciate you even talking about me.
Chad Kroger or Kruger or whatever your name is from Nickelback. It's an honor to have you on the
Is that
show.
really his name? Oh, yeah, I guess correct. Yeah, that's me. God damn it. I'm pissed.
I don't even know.
I'm doing your show, and I'm going to have sex with your sister.
That wouldn't be bad. I like to say my sister got banged by the dude from Nickelback.
Yeah, Avril Lavigne and your sister are riding the Nickelback cock.
That's quite a list.
Yes. And we'll throw your mom and your grandma in there. Is your grandma still alive?
No, you have to dig her up.
Oh, even better. All right, perfect. Everybody knows Nickelback represents corpse fucking. Thank you.
Awesome. Chad Kruger from Nickelback calling into the show. I don't know enough about him to know if that was a good impression or not. It may have been dead on. I have no idea. Really, if you want the full audio experience, you got to go to CannabisRadio.com. Man, did St. Pierre do his fucking list yet? I'm losing track of shit. I don't have enough time for sex toys and stories from the road with VDJ Sexy Hippie coming up. We're on CannabisRadio.com live right now. I'm going to end Ask Stoner Jesus. It's very distracting to do all this shit. Plus, you can't hear the phone calls, which is cool because you got to go listen to the podcast if you want to hear the awesomeness that just happened, inexplicably Nickelback related. See, that's the way it happens. When you do live radio, sometimes all the genius, all of that, it comes together, it coalesces, and it becomes awesome. Thank you to everybody on Periscope. Yes, everybody from Nickelback loves me. Spread the word about our Periscope. Come listen to the rest of the live show, CannabisRadio.com. Right now, bitches. Hell yeah. Me and this thing right here. Boom. Confirm the end. Yes, give me the hearts on the Periscope. Confirm the end. You can go see a video up on Periscope at StonerJesus420 if you want to. This number left me a 2-second voicemail. You motherfuckers. I took out audio from my Periscope. It's a very important shit. So if you want to hear that audio as well, you gotta go listen to the podcast, I guess. It sucks for you. Yes. I think I should go find like something with that guy talking, like an interview or something, and see if that was, see if that was dead on or not. I think it might have been. Yeah, Chad Kroger. I'm going to go Kroger. I think the middle E is silent. Chad Kroger. Yes, my name is Chad Kroger. The middle E is silent. Hopefully we'll have a St. Pierre list coming up. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, 9916 on CannabisRadio.com. Go check out all the information on the show that you need at StonerJesus.net. And sex toys and stories from the road with VDJ Sexy Hippie coming up as well. Stay tuned, yo.
Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
Tommy Chong is ready to cut through the smoke and change the tone of Tilk Radio.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong. This is Ray Don on the other mic.
Yes, the eldest. It was
and
awesome.
We saw, it was called Dying to Know.
It's a love story between Ram Dass and Tim Leary.
Yeah, the gay Jew and Tim.
But he wasn't gay when he was a professor. He didn't know.
Yeah, that must have been a shock to his wife.
The one time he, met a vagina.
The Tommy Chong Podcast, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Welcome to my world. Chronicling the latest cannabis industry news and headlines.
Well, with 4 states with tax and regulate and the District of Columbia.
The state of cannabis.
Oh my God, it's refreshing. We have people that generally wouldn't speak on behalf of cannabis for fear of retribution, fear of losing your practices, fear of many of those things, and find ourselves in a place that we finally can.
Bringing you fact-based news and views and keeping listeners on the pulse of what's happening in the industry today. The state of cannabis. On demand anytime, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Hello and welcome all you high-flying, die-trying, roll a Philly blunt for your friend hemsters, every roach-smoking bong token, however you get your THC can enthusiasts, all you rebels, individualistic originals, and outside-the-box ganja warriors, you chunky monkey, Cherry Garcia, munchie-loving hemsters, all you captive earth surfers, astral travelers, and ganja-loving connoisseurs, all you high-flying, wide-smiling, ganja-rific cannabophiles, welcome to everyone, because that's how I really feel.
The Grow Show with Kyle Cushman, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Educator, author, and advocate Dr. Mitch Earlywine is here to tackle the burning issues.
And I'm here to clear up the myths about cannabis
and burn them away with science.
CannabisRadio.com presents a no-holds-barred platform that seeks to redefine and revolutionize the entire scope of the cannabis culture while opening the door for more to join the Cannabis Crusade.
Dr. Kevin Hill.
You can't ignore the fact that, like alcohol, most people who use don't have a problem. So I think that you need to think about policy in that way while educating people properly about marijuana. I think that's the way to go.
Burning Issues, only on CannabisRadio.com.
You're listening to the Stoner Jesus Show. Not only can the Stoner Jesus Show podcast be found on stonerjesus.net, you can also find them on CannabisRadio.com. You can also find the show by searching Stoner Jesus on Spreaker.com and the Spreaker Radio app, also the Stitcher Radio app, iTunes, the iHeartRadio app, and iHeart.com. If you want the links to all of these, go to stonerjesus.net. In the top menu bar, there's a page that says Listen to the Stoner Jesus Show. There you can find all the different ways you can listen to the Stoner Jesus Show podcast. All other information on the show can be found at stonerjesus.net.
CannabisRadio.com keeps you in the know Monday through Friday on air and on demand with Cannabis Radio News. Presented with the definitive worldwide news source, the Associated Press. Stay informed with exclusive news on all things cannabis. Cannabis Radio News, live weeknights at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific during the Russ Belville Show, or download the daily podcast exclusively on CannabisRadio.com, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. When breaking news happens in the cannabis industry, Cannabis Radio News delivers the details first.
The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus here on CannabisRadio.com live, September 9th, 2016. Podcast on CannabisRadio.com, StonerJesus.net, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, and YouTube. Lots of homies chilling in the chat room on Spreaker. We'll be here every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, all the way to high noon Eastern. Time-wise, with the new format and shit, I'm pretty much on it. I'm on top of it, just like I was. That's right, your mom last night. It's time now for St. Peter list. I finally got the St. Peter list. It's right here. It's proof that it is right here. And one of the problems I did not foresee with having St. Peter stay in the basement and not come up to the studio, it has its perks, obviously. But one of the problems I did not foresee is I cannot read St. Peter's handwriting all that well. St. Peter's list of the best things about being on in the morning. St. Peter's been exiled from the show for a number of months after the big Spexit vote on Twitter. As many of you know, he's been trying to get back on the show. He's tried various means to get back on the show. He left various and many voicemails over the last several weeks. He's been let back in the basement. He's not back in the studio yet. He has to prove himself. One of those ways is with a list of the things, the best things about being on in the morning. Again, this is very hard to read. Is that an H? Okay, yeah, that has to be an H. Okay, morning hookers always charge much less than night hookers. I was not aware of that, but I guess that sounds right. What's that? Leaves? Is that leaves? I don't know who I'm asking. There's no one else in here. Leaves night free for parties with cool people. One of the best things about being on in the morning. I think that's supposed to be funny, but that just comes across as sad. I'm sorry. This one right here is like written in the margin a little bit, and it says the early bird sucks on the worm ? Is that part of the list? Is like a note? The early bird sucks on the worm. I don't get it. Is that like a title of an album? What does this say? God, this writing is atrocious. It's like a fucking monkey trying to work on a car engine with a socket wrench. It's a bad analogy. Oh, fuck it, it's early, man. They all can't be winners. Okay, the hot waitress at the corner diner with the huge cans only works in afternoon, so I can be done with this show bullshit and go order water and stare at her huge cans. That's one reason in total. Okay. I guess it's not really a bad. See, cans. The last one on the list of St. Pierre's list of best things about being on in the morning. I've been looking at this word. I've been staring at this fucking word. I've been coming back to this word ever since I got the list brought into me during the break from one of the interns. As near as I can figure out, it says dirigible. Dirigible. Wasn't that what they called blimps? Like 150 fucking years ago or whatever? Or 100 years ago or 70 years ago? Old blimps. Weren't blimps dirigibles? And what does that mean if that is what that says? Dirigible. It's just a single word, dirigible. I can't stop saying it. Dirigible. What is... Now, I could call him up here and ask him what all this means, but that sounds bad. Sounds like a bad idea. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to accept it that it's dirigible. Joe Destruction, who's old, says that is indeed what old blimps were called, dirigibles. I can see why they went to blimp. Dirigible is a very harsh-sounding name. There's a dirigible above us at this sporting event. There's a blimp. The Goodyear dirigible. Apparently St. Pierre knew that too. But why he put us on this list of best things about being on in the morning, I have no fucking idea. It seems incredibly out of place. But maybe that's a metaphor for St. Peter himself as he goes through life. Incredibly out of place. It's fucking deep. That's fucking deep. So anyway, that's the list. We may have another vote on Twitter, I don't know, to see if we let St. Pierre back in the studio, what we do with him. Maybe we'll just have a big list of things we can do, various pain-inducing events and segments for the show, and we'll just have people vote on them. That's a good idea. If you're in the Disciples of Stoner Jesus group on Facebook, if you want to start up a list or whatever of things we can make St. Peter do, I think that could really go somewhere. I mean, he would never agree to that. But that's why I'm not going to tell him. But if he wants back on the show, he's gonna figure it out. He's pay to play, as they say. It's the state of the world now. Want back on the show? Maybe you set something on like a body part on fire or something, the way St. Paul did. You take one for the team, burn your forearm off, whatever. We'll see. That'd be a good amount of content as we go through the rest of the year. How are we going to torture St. Peter to get him back on the show? Because this list, I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't impressed. And I don't know what dirigible means in the context of this list. It's going to bother me forever. But I'll never ask him because it means I have to talk to him. And that's, that'll ruin my weekend. I'm not going to do that. Coming up after the break, sex, toys, and stories from the road with VDJ Sexy Hippie. Going to be talking some about the weed in Canada. Maybe she will address St. Paul's allegations of Canada being the bestiality capital country of the world. I don't know. We'll see. It's a very big controversy. This is just developed. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, September 9th, 2016. We got that coming up. I think it's going pretty well so far. Like I said, time-wise, I'm right on it. I'm killing this shit. I'm killing my shit. Debut Wake and Bake. Make sure TokerSupply.com giveaway. Go check out the Stoner Jesus Show Toker Supply giveaway page on StonerJesus.net. Giving away awesome prizes. Biggest giveaway in the history of the show at StonerJesus.net. The Stoner Jesus Show Toker Supply giveaway. Go check that shit out. Sex, toys, and stories from the road with VDJ Sexy Hippie. Coming up.
The Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
The Stoner Jesus Show is brought to you by Celebrity Dildo. Make sure you check out that Celebrity Dildo banner on StonerJesus.net or just go to CelebrityDildo.com. Celebrity Dildo has released a new and exciting range of premium silicone dildos and have finally combined the two worlds of novelty and function. Celebrity Dildos are made of premium medical-grade silicone. They are firm yet flexible and velvet to the touch, durable, non-porous, odorless, hypoallergenic, and let's face it, they are just a great conversation piece. You want to check out Celebrity Dildo, go check out their banner on StonerJesus.net and follow them on all their social media networks. Celebrity Dildo, awesome sponsor of the Stoner Jesus Show. Make sure you check them out on StonerJesus.net. Hello, my children. Stoner Jesus here again to tell you about an awesome sponsor of the show. Of course, I'm talking about Pottles. Check out the Pottles banner on StonerJesus.net. They have all kinds of products. Pinner tubes, blunt tubes. They have glass. They have odor-free stash containers in all kinds of different sizes and colors and designs. They have tablers. Just so many products. I can't fit them all into a commercial. Just go click that Pottles banner on StonerJesus.net. Make sure you use promo code StonerJesus. It's all capital letters, all one word. StonerJesus at checkout at Pottles for 20% off. Go check out all of the amazing products Pottles has to offer. Check out that Pottles banner on StonerJesus.net and make sure you use that promo code StonerJesus. Get 20% off at Pottles.
From dabs to chibas, sativas to indicas, we roll out a whole concentrate of fresh new content every week. It's like going from the greenhouse to the dispensary. CannabisRadio.com.
Play as Ted Growing, expelled botany sophomore and the biggest grower in town, only on Weed Firm Replanted. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
It's a lot of work being the biggest grower in town. Maintaining a room full of plants while dealing with a slew of eccentric customers? From a hardcore partier to the curious neighbor next door.
Is anybody home?
Help me expand my bud business by unlocking new strains, customizing my grow room, and completing challenges that you can't get enough of. Grow your empire so big you can see it from space. Low on funds? Don't worry. Weed Firm Replanted is free to download.
Download Weed Firm Replanted for free on the App Store and Google Play today. Get growing, Mr. Growing.
The cannabis industry is growing. Business is booming. And as new opportunities arise in newly legalized states, each market is getting more competitive. Today, it takes more than just being a good grower. Do you have the resources to market and handle this ever-changing business landscape? Let Canna Management Corporation help you grow your canna business with our vast resources and experience to make your business a fully functional service company. Financial management, HR, sales, marketing, efficiency, and more. CMC has the experience and the expertise to improve your business and help you better meet the demands of your clients and customers. Call Canna Management Corporation and let our team get you ready to grow. 415-269-8015. That's 415-269-8015. Or visit canna-management.com.
The next generation of vaporizers has arrived. Vuber vaporizers are blazing the way with unparalleled technology for oil, concentrate, or dry flower pens. Providing unsurpassed customer service and expert craftsmanship, Vuber vaporizers use cutting-edge technology, providing a power-packed, smoother vapor with a lifetime guarantee. Experience vaporizing the way it was meant to be. The Vuber way.
The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Oh,
Pull out from your mate, get off your knees, and chill with a cunning linguist live from Canada. It's time for sex, toys, and stories from the road with @VDJ Sexy Hippie.
Yeah, Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, September 9th, 2016, live on CannabisRadio.com. It is time for sex, toys, and stories from the road with VDJ Sexy Hippie. Here on the awesomeness that is the Stoner Jesus Show. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, whatever you want to call it, man. It's the good shit. It's the dope shit, as the kids say. It's VDJ Sexy Hippie. Now, live on the show.
Hey, Stoner Jesus.
VDJ, what is up? What's going on in Canada?
Oh, nothing much. Busting my ass off. Kids are going to school. They started school this week. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Got them on the bus, doing the mom thing. You know what? You can still smoke weed and still take care of your responsibilities and all that other fucking shit. So anyone who thinks that because you smoke weed, you don't do fuck all, fuck you all.
Damn right.
Damn
fuck those
right.
people.
Fuck those people. They're fucking idiots. Yeah, I've been keeping busy. Oh, fuck, it's humid here today. Really, really humid today. As far as the bestiality stuff goes in Canada, it was the Supreme Court of Canada that pretty much said no penetration, no nothing. They're still working on rewording the law. So see what's going to happen, because once something gets struck down in the Supreme Court of Canada, then our parliament has to sit down and say, okay, this has been struck down. Now, do we allow it to continue to be legal because now, you know, it's considered legal, or do we turn around and change the law? So we're going to see what's going to happen in the future on that one. There's a lot of things going on with the new government that we still don't know what's going on. Honestly, we heard back on 420 that Trudeau was going to legalize marijuana in June 2017. But I was talking to some other people in the area who do advocacy work as well, and they are unsure if it's actually going to go through. They think there's going to be lax in laws as far as the medicinal marijuana goes. So, and I haven't heard anything more other than the 420 announcement. So, Trudeau, get off your ass. A lot of us elected you in on this particular issue, especially the young voters. So we need to get on this. Like, we need to know what's going on. Because as advocates, we're going to continue to advocate for legalization for all people. We have a right to grow our own medicine. We have a right to do our own medicine as we see fit. Myself, I know I qualify for a medicinal marijuana license based on my diagnoses, but I will not go get a medicinal marijuana license because, you know what, I shouldn't have the government give me a piece of paper that tells me it's okay to grow my medicine that's natural. I don't need a piece of paper to grow lavender. I don't need a piece of paper to grow sage. I don't need a piece of paper to grow anything else that I use medicinally for myself. I shouldn't need a piece of paper for marijuana.
Absolutely. VDJ, I hate to interrupt you there. We'll get back to the medical marijuana, but there is a sex-related event in the chat room. We were talking about dirigible earlier, which apparently is an old blimp, but according to Urban Dictionary, and this is from White Mike, a dirigible is also to be sexually pleasured by a balloon or other inflatable object by attaching said object to a penis by a string and filling the object with helium to the point where the penis is lifted into the air. Have you ever heard of anything anywhere close to that?
No, I haven't, but that would be fucking awesome to see. I would love to fucking do that to a guy and be like, okay, I got a balloon, it's tight, your dicky.
There's got to be a video of that somewhere.
Maybe. Gonna have to check that shit out. I want to try that on a dude now. I still want to fuck a dude. That would be awesome. Get a video and then you get it dancing and shit.
That would be viral. Absolutely. That'd be a viral video right there.
That would be so adorable.
You just need a penis, a string, and a balloon, and some helium.
Yeah. I could get the helium balloon at Dollar Tree. We have Dollar Trees here, too. So I can go to the Dollar Tree and get the helium balloon. So that's
Shout out to Dollar Tree.
Yes. And and then I just need a volunteer who's willing to go in camera so I can videotape it.
The
dirigible.
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 Awesome.
I'm gonna have to do some research on that one and discuss it on a future segment. That's gonna be awesome. But I don't know how that would work. Like if it's up in the air, okay, I can understand if it's soft, okay? If it's plastic, it would go up easily and it will move easily. But if it's hard, it's a bone. It's I know fucking a guy and I'm going hard at it, and if I go like a little bit too up when I'm riding him and I go back down, it doesn't go down, it stays up. So I don't know. The balloon will have to be I don't know how that's gonna work.
I think you pretty much do anything, you just have the balloon attached. You can fuck with the balloon attached, you can, just walk around with it attached. Make a day of it.
Have it coming out from your pants and be like,
that's what I was going to say. Go out, like they have a balloon coming out of your pants.
That'd be fucking awesome. That'd be so fucking awesome.
That's a conversation starter.
That is definitely a conversation starter. Now let's see if anyone's going to allow to be my guinea pig for this one.
The balloon trick.
The balloon trick. That would be awesome. I definitely have to try that. But no, it's been pretty okay here in Canada. Hot. Kids started school, shit like that. As far as the bestiality goes, I still haven't heard more. Hopefully, have to do some reading on.
Is bestiality like something that you hear about a lot in Canada? Like
Not really. Not really. I only know of one person who had a thing for bestiality, female, and it was more the peanut butter on the vagina, that type of thing. But other than that, I don't really hear about, like, a lot of my friends, we talk about fetishes and shit like that, and I've only had one friend discuss that. Myself, that's not my thing. That's really not my thing. I don't understand why it's her thing, but everyone, like I said, to each your own. Do whatever you want to do as long as it does not harm anyone else.
Hey, St. Paul loves it. He's thinking about moving to Canada.
Well, he can't do penetration, so it's up to him.
Hand stuff, I guess.
Hand stuff, peanut butter stuff. Yeah. But honestly, I don't want St. Paul here. He's not as smelly as St. Peter, but he's still smelly. And I don't want that stench in my country. This is my country.
They definitely each have their drawbacks.
It does have to draw that. I don't even know where St. Paul is located right now. He's always like all over the place. I don't even know where he hangs up, where his barn is.
I don't think St. Paul knows. He's got quite a setup out there, man. He's got a fucking TV and a computer and Wi-Fi and animals and everything he needs.
Yeah. But St. Paul never knows where he is. He doesn't even know what he's doing half the time. And that's he's just an old fart. He's just a real old fart. But anyways, I was reading as everyone knows, I read the news very regularly, and I was reading on cbc.ca. Now, us being the neighbor to the U.S., going across the border can be a pain in the ass, especially since 9/11. 9/11 changed so much, not just worldwide like other countries, but your sister country, like our neighbor countries. Going across the border, we used to be able to go, like a Canadian-born person, a Canadian citizen, used to be able to go to the border and cross the border with your birth certificate or your immigration papers, like saying that you're a permanent immigrant or anything like that. After 9/11, that changed. I've actually had an incident where I was about 22 at the time, and I went to go fly from northern Ontario, Timmins area, all the way down to Florida. And as I got to Toronto, because there was a layover in Toronto, I got pulled aside, and apparently I was flagged to be further investigated or whatever. And I have bipolar disorder and complex PTSD and borderline personality and severe depression. And at the time, I was on 2 legal medications, Seroquel and Epival. I had a note from my doctor, from my psychiatrist, not just a family physician, but my psychiatrist, that stated my medications, when I'm supposed to take them, and why I was supposed to take them. So I get to the border, and the border turns around and turns me away because of mental illness. Now, over the last couple of years, the U.S. can no longer do that, but they can still turn you away for anything.
Yeah.
And one of the things is this article that I read. It's on cbc.ca. And it pretty much says, have you ever smoked weed? Answering this question can ban you from the United States. Legal marijuana user traveling to Wisconsin state where pot is legal is banned from the U.S. for life. Now, I can understand if you have a criminal record dealing with trafficking or anything like that. That's understandable. But you have your municipal license. You're going to a state in which it's legal. And there shouldn't be an issue. You answer the question honestly. You want people to go to the border and answer questions honestly? Then don't pull this stupid fucking shit. So anyways, that's my rant on it.
Yeah, fucking federal government, man.
Yeah, it's the federal government. And that's why it needs to change, just not on a state level with you guys. It needs to change on a federal level. Like here, when we legalization, it's going to be countrywide. Same thing with same-sex marriages. When we got same-sex marriages, it wasn't Ontario was doing it and BC is doing it, but Alberta's not doing it. No, the whole country did it in one shot. And it's going to be the same thing for legalization of marijuana. But in the States, it's not the same way. You know? So this article here, Matthew Harvey, who wants to take his 3-year-old daughter, Laika, to Disneyland in California, but after being banned from the United States for the rest of his life, that task isn't going to be easy to do. Harvey has not been excluded for having a criminal record or for trying to smuggle drugs into the U.S. He has been being punished for providing a seamless, harmless answer to a question posed by a U.S. Customs and Border Protection Service. They said that I was inadmissible because I admitted to smoking marijuana after the age of 18 and before I received my medical marijuana license. Of course, I smoked marijuana. Canada didn't even have a program back then. I smoked marijuana recreationally. I guess I should have basically lied because now I'm inadmissible, apparently.
Yep.
So Harvey Woos began in 2014 when he was 37. He was driving from Vancouver to Seattle for a concert when customs officers noticed a marijuana magazine in his car. It wasn't because he had a joint in his car. It wasn't because he had a roach. It wasn't because he had a pipe or anything like that. It's because he had a magazine. So what's that to say? If I'm listening to Stoner Jesus while I'm crossing the border, I'm going to be banned from there for life?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
You know, like I remember I crossed the border. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. I was able to cross the border. But when we got onto the bridge, my friend told me not to even speak of it. Apparently they have technology that they can hear what's going on, conversations and stuff. I don't know if that's real or not. I don't see it useful. You know, I don't doubt it at all. You know, but I was told as soon as we hit that bridge, no talk. No talk about pot. So detained for 6 hours, and they are assholes at the U.S. Customs. Like the U.S. Customs officer I dealt with, and the funny thing is, though, is he was Muslim, the one that barred me. So, well, I was barred to cross until I could get permission from the U.S. psychiatrist to say that it was okay, and I never did it. And now because the law got changed, I was able to cross. So, but back then it was totally different. So he was detained for 6 hours, and they're assholes. Like they treat you like you have no rights, like you're an arrested criminal with no rights, and that's not right at all.
White Mike in the chat room said, "VDJ, does this law come from the Canadian government or the U.S. government?"
U.S. This is on the U.S. side. This is on the U.S. side. Thanks to your former president, fucking Bush, George Bush. Fucking idiot. W. Bush. Yeah, I love Robot Chicken, though. Robot Chicken portrays him perfectly. Detained for 6 hours. He was pulled in for questioning and says that he was detained for 6 hours, during in which he was questioned about his marijuana use. a legal medical marijuana user in Canada who's driving into a state where recreational and medical use of the drug is also legal, Harvey thought about nothing about telling the truth. And most of us do. Most of us, when we're questioned, we want to tell the truth. We don't want to lie.
I would not recommend that either. If you're questioning the United States, I would definitely recommend against the truth.
Or you just plead the fifth. It's the fifth, right?
Yes.
You know, I know myself, if I was questioned down there, I'd be like, no, I plead the fifth. Like, you know, but mind you, as soon as you do that, they get even harder on you. And, well, why? What are you hiding?
Yeah.
But also, while Washington State may have legalized pot, it's still a federally controlled substance and therefore under the same purview as the border of the U.S. federal government. So for the rest of his life, he must now apply for advance permission to enter the U.S. as a non-immigrant. The travel waiver, which costs $585 U.S., which is approximately $750 Canadian. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Is granted on a discretionary basis, and which means it may be good for a year or 2 or 5, depending on the discretionary of the approval officer. Now, if you pay this fee, you're not automatically approved. You could pay $750 to get permission to enter the U.S. and get a letter saying, sorry, no. And you get no refund of your money. That's fucked up. That's 1 month's rent. That's mortgage plus insurance on a house for 1 month. And everyone's struggling. The U.S. is struggling, Canada's struggling. Everyone's struggling to pay for food, the rising cost of hydro, especially in Ontario. Ontario right now, we're considered one of the highest rates for hydro in North America. And what's stupid is our hydro gets sent to the U.S. and then the U.S. sells it back to us. And that's even more stupid.
By the way, Joe Destruction makes a good point in the chat room. A visitor from Canada doesn't have Fifth Amendment rights.
No,
we
don't.
Literally Canadian.
We pretty much will have to deal with. We're gonna have to deal with our. What's that place called there? Not Congress. The people that represents your country.
Consulate?
Consulate, yes. We pretty much would have to deal with our consulate. And even then our consulate's twisted because they're working for the other government. They're only protecting their image of themselves, not protecting the individual people. And yeah, Joe's Destruction's right. Costs go up, but wages don't. And when the wages do go up, cost goes up again.
Yep.
Like, it's so stupid. But to continue on, when the waiver expires, Harvey will have to then apply again and pay the fee, which is going up. So that's going up as well later this year. So from what $585 US up to $930 US, which is 1,200 Canadian.
It's fucked up.
That's fucked. I know when I had the form for the psychiatrist, it was $750 just for him to look at it. And that was back in, like I said, I was 22, so that's 13 years ago. That's a long fucking time, and I can just imagine how much that rate would be now.
Yeah.
A better way forward. So as Canada prepares to legalize and regulate weed, Public Safety Minister Ralph Gula says that that Canadians should be well advised to understand that the U.S. is entitled to enforce whatever laws it deems fit. And that is correct. You know, if I go into another country, I should respect those laws, just like I would expect someone who comes into my country to respect my country laws.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, that you respect the laws in the place in which you are. The minister also says that there are ongoing discussions between Canada and the U.S. on the range of issues coming up, with a better approach to dealing with pot is always on the agenda. It may always be on the agenda, but they don't deal with it.
Yeah.
It's nice to have it on the agenda, but have it on the agenda, fine, but talk about it, deal with it, come to a conclusion. It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't take this long.
Absolutely.
The present marijuana regime that has existed now for many years in both Canada and the U.S. has clearly failed Canadian U.S. young people because North America teenagers are among the biggest users of marijuana in the Western world. You can't stop your teenagers from doing things. And myself, with my kids, I have a 16-year-old daughter. And I don't want to tell her, you know, don't do drugs. All drugs are bad. Because then you're giving black and white. And so what my daughter will think if she smokes a joint, then it's okay for her to start doing coke and start smoking meth? No. Yeah. I want my kids to understand that there's this gray area, that if you smoke a joint, that's fine. You know, that's a gray area right now. But don't go out and start smoking meth.
Yeah.
Don't turn out and do a fucking line. My daughter knows, like, she knows. Anyone can ask my daughter, what would happen if you came home with white shit up your nose? And she will look at you and she will say, you know what? My mommy will kick my fucking ass.
Yeah.
And she knows I will. I will while calling the Child Protective Services here going, tell them what I just did. Tell them why I just did it. Tell them they can come fucking get you. And by the way, you're only leaving with the clothes on your fucking back because I ain't giving you back any of your shit. I'm very strict on that. But pot, I don't care. I don't care when it comes to pot. I'd much rather see my kids smoke weed than go down. It's safer. It's safer. Way safer. But anyways, I keep on ranting, going off topic. I'm hyped, very hyper today. So we will certainly work very hard to make sure that they understand that we're moving a regime with respect to marijuana that it will be far more efficient than theirs. So options at the border. Len Sanders, an immigration lawyer with a practice in Blaine, Washington, who have been employed by a number of banned Canadians to process the waiver application, says he expects Canada's plan to legalize marijuana will be a boom in his business. I think more people are going to purchase pot when it's legal in Canada, and then when they go to enter the U.S. and admit that they purchased it legal in Canada, are going to be denied entry because they get until they get a waiver. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau publicly admitted in 2017 to smoking marijuana 5 or 6 times in the past, including during his time as an MP. And that's actually, you can look on YouTube. If you look on YouTube with, look up Trudeau, Justin Trudeau admitting to smoking marijuana, he admits it right on there. Yeah, I have smoked pot. Yeah, I did since I was in office. And he does have a municipal license. He's admitted to it. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the reasons why he's pushing forward. But the complications come in changing the law. Because they have to go through everything. They have to, make sure that they do it right. And I know when I talked to my local MP back in November, it was just after the election, and I ran into him at an art gallery for abused women. And I asked him plain out, because I spoke and he spoke at this forum, and I asked him plain out what he's doing. And he's like, legalization is going to come. We're just doing our research. So it's coming, but I just want to know when. I want to know details. I want to know where they are in this process. Because right now we haven't heard anything as far as process. They say they're going to do it, but we haven't heard anything about the process itself. So Prime Minister Trudeau would be admissible under a diplomatic passport, but private citizen Trudeau would not be admissible and would need a waiver for the rest of his life if he was sanctioned for that past use, Sanders says. Sanders' advice to Canadians asked about their past marijuana use at the border is to refuse to answer the question. They may be held for several hours, but there is no legal requirement, he says, to answer the question. Harvey, who is now facing the lengthy and costly process of obtaining a waiver to make his daughter's dream of going to Disneyland come true, has different advice. We should raise awareness that if you're crossing over the border, not to admit to using recreational marijuana, just deny. And, because it's touch and go. And at the U.S. border, they can pretty much do anything. You can go there and they can decide to flag your vehicle and tear your entire vehicle apart. Take everything apart, okay, to see if you got any drugs. And even if they don't find any drugs, you're responsible for getting it towed. You're responsible for all the repairs. You're responsible for everything. Yep. Everything. And I've talked to people who worked at the border in the past who say we've purposely flagged people to do this. We decided to say one day we're going to flag all green cars. We're going to flag all red trucks. You're putting general people in a position of power, and unfortunately, when you put people in power, they start power tripping. They start doing the shit, and especially people who are not properly trained to handle things. Yep. So hopefully, things change. Our countries need to talk. Our countries seriously need to sit down. Legalization is occurring state by state by state by state. We're going to have legalization here in time. When that happens, and even right now, even before it happens, your president and our prime minister need to sit down and say, okay, this is what's going at the border. Let's figure out solutions. I can understand if you admit to smoking meth, if you admit to doing coke, you admit to doing that stuff, yeah, go ahead, ban them. I understand that. But marijuana? Come on. It's just a plant. Like the kids' book that I have for my children, and I've bought in probably about 6 copies of this book now. It's just a plant.
Fucking A.
Fucking A. Things really need to change. So, and I have one more piece of advice for everyone out there, and this is just because shit happens, and I see a whole bunch of shit, and the general piece of advice is try to be good to each other. Don't be a cunt to fucking one another. Don't pull stupid shit to one another. We are all here together. Life is hard as it is. Let's be nice to each other. Don't be a fucking cunt.
Don't be a fucking cunt.
Don't be a fucking cunt is VGJ's Sexy Hippies biggest piece of advice for sex toys and stories from the road on the Stoner Jesus Show when we wake and bake.
Fucking A.
Fucking A. So I like the new time slot. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I didn't bake this morning. 1, because I don't have any herb, and 2, because I've been busting my ass off doing the mom thing. But it's no big deal. It happens. It happens. And it's not like other drugs where they go through this drug, dope sick, I think they call it. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people go through that. And that's the other reason, too. I get so upset with this whole law and prohibition. Even alcohol. People who are addicted to alcohol go through DTs. They go through shakes. They go through heart palpitations. They go through all that stuff. And alcohol is legal. Other drugs, chemicals, things like that, they do that stuff. And it's, they go through things. Marijuana, I have never, ever heard, and I have never, ever had a physical withdrawal symptom from not being able to smoke marijuana. It's, when it comes to addiction, it's, some people who say they need weed, that's a mental thing. That's a decision they made that they apparently need it. But physically, their bodies don't need it. The bodies process it through and it goes out. And the body doesn't get dependent on it. So over here, we don't have a border patrol like the like between the U.S. and Mexico. The U.S. and Mexico, I know they have border patrols to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in. Here, we don't have that. I don't know if it's because, we have the Great Lakes, but also, too, if you go further down, it is, land. And I don't know if it's because the reputation between the two countries, but not a lot of Canadians want to go to the U.S. We like to go to the U.S. because the price of a lot of things is cheaper. Even at the exchange rate, when the exchange rate is high, certain things are cheaper. A good example is Monster Energy drinks. I can get a 12-pack of those in the States for, under $10. Where here, I'm paying close to 20.
Wow.
Things with certain things like rugs and things like that for your house. That's cheaper in the U.S. than it is in Canada. But then we have certain things that are cheaper here than it is in the U.S. So it's touch and go when it comes to the U.S. stuff. But a lot of us just want to go over there to go shopping to catch the deals. Black Friday is another big one. We have Black Friday sales here, but they're not as big as they are there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like to go across the border to catch all those Black Friday sales because it's absolutely amazing. And then again, there's so much you can bring across. I think if you stay for 24 hours, you can bring more across than if you're just doing a quick trip. Grocery wise, when it comes to groceries, some stuff you can't bring across. We can't bring Kinder Surprise eggs from Canada into the U.S. Those are illegal in the United States. But then there's, I think it's beef or chicken right now that we can't bring across. That even if you say went to Wendy's and got a chicken burger as you were leaving to go across the state, if you don't eat it by the time you get to the border, they'll make you dump it. And it's chicken. And I don't really, I can kind of understand the try to prevent, diseases from animals and stuff like that. But we're so close to the border, it's going to happen anyways. It really will.
Oh, my.
So if anyone's got questions or topics for me to answer on air, you can email them to me at vjsexyhippie@gmail.com. There's the good old Twitter at vjsexyhippie, which I do need to update because I haven't been on Twitter in a while. I've been kind of busy. Send me your questions, your topics, articles, anything like that. And continue to listen to Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. This is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully the next time I'm on air, I will have something to smoke. Unfortunately, it's a sad time for me. My bong died, unfortunately. My awful. Black cat decided that he was going to murder my bong. So my bong's gone. Her name was Ashley. She was a good bong.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Thank you, VDJ Sexy Hippie, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Have a great show, and peace, Jesus.
Word, peace. With sex toys and stories from the road with VDJ Sexy Hippie. We'll be back after this break, wrap things up. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus, September 9th, 2016, live on CannabisRadio.com. For all other information on the show, stonerjesus.net, bitch.
The Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
The Stoner Jesus Show is brought to you in part by Hemptations.com and PlanetEverywhere.com. They got a lot of awesome stuff for you to check out. But don't just take my word for it. Let Beach, the owner of Hemptations, tell you all about it.
It's a very large selection of hemp goods, everything from reusable coffee filters to frisbees, bandanas, everything Planet Everywhere on the site is made in Cincinnati, Ohio, made locally. We also have other retail products from our cosmetics, Earthly Body product, bags on the retail site. Again, anybody local in Cincinnati can go to Hemptations.com and get the info on the stores. Planet Everywhere is our .com is our retail site. You can hit me up on Hemptation Beach or like my Facebook page, Hemptations or Hemptations 2. I'm on Twitter, Google, I'm on the internet everywhere, just like everyone. We love to hear from people all over the world, positive things about industrial hemp. That's what I do. That's what we do. Largest selection of industrial hemp on the planet in the stores. And I'd like to grow that inventory to be able to say that I haven't actually checked out all the other hemp retail spots to see if we have the largest amount on our Planet Everywhere, but it's a fair selection.
And as Beach always says,
having temptations.
Oh, let the marijuana llama tell you something now about a game for your phone gonna make you say, wow! The game's about the game of growing cannabis for cash. Grow the seeds till they bud, put the savings in the stash. Little by little, your empire grows large. Put the big celebrities inside your entourage. You can choose to play with Snoop or me or Cheech and Chong, Cypress Hill, Willie Nelson, Wiz Khalifa with a bong. The name of the game is Hemp Inc., that's the point. Download and play while you light yourself a joint. The business of cannabis should be no crime. Hemp Inc. is even hot-proved by the man who run High Times. Oh yeah? Get it on Android and iOS today. Marijuana Llama out. Got to tend to me own crops, you know. Money don't make itself. Hemp Inc.
Dr. Dabber, hurry! Its temperature is shooting past 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's burning up.
I'm afraid for this little guy, it's just too late.
What caused the problem?
Only Dr. Dabber can maintain the perfect temperature for a smooth-tasting, slower burn. This standard vaporizer lost all of its health benefits, sending it up in smoke.
So you're telling me that most vapor pens burn so hot they produce smoke, not vapor?
Correct! Keep away from those standard vaporizer pens and turn to Dr. Dabber. Doctor's orders.
Less heat, more flavor.
Cannabis use isn't the only thing growing. So are we. Grow with us. CannabisRadio.com.
Cash?
Sorry.
I don't carry around cash, and I don't want to use the ATM and pay surcharges.
You don't need to carry cash. Haven't you heard about PayQuick?
Okay, tell me about PayQuick.
It's the safe and easy way to pay. It works just like your debit card to securely pay for your purchase, and it gives you rewards points every time you use it.
Nice.
PayQuick, the safe and easy way to pay. PayQuick.com.
Great websites today need expert web design and development and need to be e-commerce ready and mobile friendly. But building a marketable and profitable website can be an uphill climb. Ready to make your new website or replace your existing website? Think Orange as the new way to get in the black. Orange Hill Development works with Fortune 500 companies and offer the same top quality development service at a fraction of what other providers charge. Brands like Absolute, Carlsberg, and Nestea trust Orange Hill Development. Find out why you should trust your website with Orange Orange Hill. Contact Orange Hill for a consultation today at orangehilldevelopment.com.
The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah. Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. A little past high noon here in the East, September 9th, 2016. Live on CannabisRadio.com. It's going to do it for us. Thanks everybody for listening live and on podcast. Everybody participates in the show. Everybody spreads the word about StonerJesus.net. Here every Friday, live, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific time. The chat room, all that stuff. It's 2 hours of talking. You know, twice as much as I'm used to in a night. My voice is failing a little bit. Maybe I'm dying. I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere between the two. In any case, thank you all for listening to the debut of Wake and Bake with Stoner Jesus. We'll see you next Friday. Go check out the podcast on StonerJesus.net and all of our other awesome platforms. You bitches is the best. Thanks everybody for listening. And as always, peace bitches.